Everyone, welcome to the Monday morning health news you can use. This week we're going to be talking about your intestinal health or your gut. A large portion of your immune system, about up to 80% of it, is actually in your intestines. And the intestines are also important, very important, for producing neurotransmitters. So for the longest time we thought it's all in the brain, but we're actually calling your gut your second brain. Because a lot of the neurotransmitters that people need, that are important for like obsessive compulsive disorder and even depression and things like that, the gut is actually making a lot of those. And there's actually some advanced researchers and doctors treating depression by helping people with probiotics. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit as well. So there's a couple of important things. You really need to take care of your gut, and obviously what you put into your mouth is very important for what's going to happen down there. And unfortunately, if we were in the ideal world where there wasn't any technology and any pollution and anything, we were all eating like raw organic food from outside, we'd probably have a good probiotic environment in our gut. But it being exposed to what we're exposed to, how we're born, the sterile environments and all these kind of things, there's just a mess inside there. So obviously all the patients in my office, there's a probiotic that I recommend and I sell in the office there. So if you haven't got yours yet, make sure you get them. Because I recommend pretty much everyone should be taking it regularly. That's one of the three things that I recommend that everyone should be taking regularly. One would be a specific kind of multivitamin that I'll talk about another time. Good omega-3, which I'll talk about that, and then also a probiotic. So those are the three sort of fundamental things other than having a great diet and eating well and lots of good water and all that kind of stuff. But the importance of the gut is just that the probiotic bacteria in there are very, very important because they do a lot of great things. So they actually help digest a lot of food that our body doesn't digest, and it liberates a lot of vitamins and minerals and things like that that actually gets into our body. So a lot of our nutrition depends on the bacteria in our gut. The other thing is that it's actually they're a very big source of preventing toxins from getting into our body too. So there's a big problem if people have taken an antibiotic, or if your mother took an antibiotic before you were born, because you're supposed to get your probiotic environment as you pass out of the womb, basically. And if you were born vaginally, you're lucky. If you were born by cesarean section, that's already a bad start. So if you're born vaginally and mom had already taken antibiotics, that kind of changed the sort of characteristics of the flora that she was going to pass on to you, and your flora, your intestinal flora, we call it, that might be off already right from the start. But if you've taken antibiotics yourself or a number of times, especially when you were a kid, this is massively important for children. But anyone who's taken antibiotics, it just messes up that system on the inside. The bacteria just totally changed, and all the good ones are wiped out, and along with the bad ones, and the environment gets really bad in there. And very often there can be overgrowth of yeast and fungi and other kind of things in there, and the environment can just be really, really bad, and it can cause a lot of cravings, obesity problems. So they've actually found recently too that the artificial sweeteners, other than being bad for your health and neurocytotoxins and bad for your brain, people were taking it to kind of quote unquote lose weight or to not get calories, but they're finding that people actually are craving more sweets. And one of the other things they found recently is that they actually destroy your probiotic bacteria as well. So it actually gives, I think it was mice or rats, but in an experiment, the mice had like a normal flora. They made them ingest a sort of organic mercury, and only about 3% of it got into their systems. Then they gave those same mice an antibiotic, gave them the organic mercury orally again, and then about 97% of the mercury got into their system. So it's massively important to have your probiotics healthy. If by chance you've taken a lot of antibiotics and you think your system is messed up and might have yeast issues, below the link here, if you're on the YouTube page, I'm going to put a link to my friends at BioTrust Nutrition. They have a specific probiotic that has something else called Saccharomyces boulardii, which is a very, very important thing to help combat the yeast part of it, the yeast overgrowth as well. So you'll see that link underneath the video here if you're on the YouTube channel. So that's my tip for this week. Make sure you take care of your gut. Obviously, there's other fermented foods and things like that, kefir and these other things that are also important as well. But the simple thing for people can do on a daily basis is to just grab the probiotic and take that. So the link below will go to the BioTrust ones. The people that are in my office, you can come and I have the probiotics, the NA Choice ones that I have in my office. You can buy those here. So that's your health tip for the week. Take care.